Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge and welcome to Medieval Revenge, a card-based story game set in medieval England where we play as the son of a farmer who is after a little bit of revenge against the Vikings because they turned up and did the whole Viking greeting thing, you know, where the Vikings turn up and their way of saying hello is to do lots of murder and pillage and all that kind of bad stuff. So yes, we're after a bit of revenge against those pesky Vikings, and the game changes depending on our choices. We make decisions as we go along, and each decision takes us down a different path. So there's quite a few ways to complete the game, which also of course means there's quite a few ways to die trying too, and I imagine we might find a few of those as we go along. So do you know what I think, without any further ado, let's nip back to medieval England and get a bit grumpy at some Vikings. Okay, here we go. Day one, what do we have going on? Okay, so we have a top-down view of a room by the look of it. It looks like we're looking directly down into the room. There are some beds over here. Got some curtains there. Those curtains are open. There's some closed curtains over there. Got a barrel of some kind there. Some shelves here with various bits and bobs on them. Plates and cups and pans and a bit of bread and such like. Got some tankards over there. There is a table here with food on it. That looks quite nice. There's possibly a waffle. Is that a waffle? With maybe some butter melting into it. That looks okay. And here, it looks like there's a fry-up. That looks okay. Couple of fried eggs, maybe some sausages and bacon. Not quite sure what that is. Possibly some bread, I don't know, but that looks quite nice. Little kind of sleeping bag over here. I was going to say that there are 4 rugs also dotted around, but I think maybe calling them rugs might be a tiny bit generous. I think they're a little bit worse for wear, these rugs. They're more hole than rug, but there we go, there's 4 of those as well. Okay, so we're looking down on a building, and then down here it says, you were woken up by your mother on a beautiful summer morning in the village, which all sounds very nice indeed, and our choices are to eat our breakfast or sleep a little longer. I mean, if that's breakfast, we're going to go and eat breakfast, because that sounds like a very good idea. That looks quite nice. So, do you know what? Hi, Mum. Yeah, we're going to get up and have a little bit of food. After you had breakfast, the sun started to rise. Your mother interrupted your thoughts by saying, your father is waiting for you in the fields to help you. Okay, so we've got to go to the fields and help out with a little bit of farming. So we could go and do that. We could go to our father in the field and go and help out, or we could completely sack that off and go meet our friend Dunstan. Okay, do you know what? I feel like we should do the right thing here. Let's be good. Let's start the day well. We've had breakfast. That's important. Most important meal of the day and all that. And now let's go and help Dad. Let's go to the field and help Dad do a little bit of farming, I imagine. Your father said, welcome, son. You have to help, so get to work. Okay, so yeah, now our location has changed. So now we're in a field. Okie doke. Little kind of sort of shrub type thing in the field. And I imagine, is that where we sit and have a rest? After a hard day's farming, we can sit here and have a little bit of a break. It looks like a table and a couple of stools possibly, and maybe some food or whatever on there. Okay, fine, that's quite nice. So, okay, start hoeing. Oh, okay, right, that's the only thing we can do, just, actually get on with the stuff. Okay, right, we will do that. Farmer title opened. Oh, okay. As you are hoeing, your father calls out to you, have you heard the news? The Vikings have come to our land and started looting. Okay, right. I mean, that's a little bit scary, isn't it? That's a bit scary. But, okay, are you going to reassure us in the next sentence, Dad? How could such a thing happen? If they have come all this way, will we be next? I mean, that does seem like the more pertinent question. Are we going to get Viking to death? Can you tell us, please, Dad? Your father said, they say the young king is spoiled, a drunkard and a womanizer. They entered our lands easily because there was no law and order. On top of that, there are problems of livelihood. Okay, so why are the lords still delaying in meeting and reacting? It's a very good question. Oh, we're quite clever. We're very smart. Your father said, they say the last lord to react was killed. Son, barbarians can be anywhere, so don't stray too far from the village. As the sun was setting, the work in the fields was finished. Okay, so we could go to the centre of the village, or we could then go and meet Dunstan. Do you know what? We didn't go meet Dunstan earlier because, we did the right thing. We went to work and helped out. So now, let's go and have a chat with Dunstan. Hi, Dunstan. Oh, okay. There's our little village. Oh, that looks quite nice. So we were in one of those fields possibly, doing a little bit of work. There's other farmers around and everything else. Okay, so we live in one of those houses, I imagine. In the night, you went to the village centre and met Dunstan. You said to Dunstan, have you heard what happened? Everyone is talking about the barbarians. Okay, yes, I have, Dunstan. Dunstan then says, the barbarians have conquered the castles. What are we going to do? They will come here soon. Okay, Dunstan, we'll be fine, I'm sure. What could possibly go wrong with the threat of a Viking invasion? It's all going to be fine. Let's go to Edgar the Merchant. Okay, why are we going to Edgar the Merchant? Are we going to buy some sort of, special barbarian-proof hat or something? I don't know. Dunstan says, yes, let's go. Edgar knows best, as he has seen the city. Okay, so see you tomorrow. So, okay, we're going to meet up with Dunstan tomorrow and go and visit the merchant. Okie doke. Right, so day 2 begins. The sun is just rising. Last night, the whole village was talking about the invasion of the Vikings. Okay, right, so the choices are to go to Edgar or have breakfast. I mean, again, kind of feel like breakfast is what you do in the morning. You have breakfast and that fuels you on for the rest of the day. So we're going to eat breakfast. In the morning, you get up to have breakfast. Okay, so go to the centre or go to Edgar the Merchant. I mean, we said we were going to go to Edgar the Merchant, so let's go and do that. Hi, Edgar. On the way, you met Dunstan. You're both excited to find out what is going on. Dunstan says, I'm very curious to know how the villages and castles around here are doing. Okay, so we can then say, I'm curious too. After talking to the merchant, let's find out more and then set off. Or first, let's find out what happened. Okay, we're gonna play it safe because there are barbarian Viking types around, and Dad told us not to wander off too far. So first, let's find out what happened. Oh, okay, got a little market going on. Oh, I like the artwork. That's quite nice. Look at that. Got some sort of fruits and veggies going on. Got some fish, some lovely cheese wheels. There's Pac-Man there. That's quite nice. Got some great big kind of sort of watermelon type things. Okay, that's quite nice. That's quite fun. When you arrive at the village market, you walk up to Edgar the Merchant. You say, hey Edgar, how are you? A depressed Edgar says, I am working somehow. How are you? Okay, right. Edgar might not be having the best of times. Okie doke. Okay, so we too have heard some rumours and we came to you because you know better. Or we are working too, but something else is on our minds. I mean, let's just address the rumours head on, shall we? Oh, the Curious title open. This is reminding me quite a lot of Choice of Life, both the original and the sort of second one. Because, that has a similar thing where you make choices on your actions and then various kind of things unlock as you play. So I wonder if those sort of curious title things and whatever the other one was are going to come up later on. Maybe that'll give us a special sort of option that we can choose because we're curious or whatever. I do not know. Okay, right, so what's Edgar saying? Edgar said, we have heard that the king is very indifferent because he enjoys himself. That's why he has no contact with the people. He doesn't even know how the merchants are. The Vikings cut us off and extort us, but we can only go on our way if we get something. Okay, right, so we can now say, Dunstan and I are curious, can we go out to explore? Or thanks Edgar, see you at the Caravan tomorrow. Think we don't do that one. Because, Dad told us to be safe, and if we go wandering, we're going to get chopped apart by Vikings. So, okay, we'll play it nice and safe. We don't want to get beheaded by a Viking axe or whatever. That would be bad. So, see you at the Caravan tomorrow. You leave with Edgar the Merchant. Dunstan then says, I don't think it's dangerous. At least if we go now, we'll know the way. Okay, Dunstan is trying to make us go out still. No, Dunstan, I don't want to get killed by a big Viking axe. Thank you very much. I think we should go exploring. We'll find out tomorrow. Let's go back to the village. Absolutely, yes. Let's go back to the village. On the way down to the village centre, you see a drunk man taunting and injuring some villagers. He also sees you and starts swearing. Okay, so intervene or tell him to calm down and put his hands down. Okay. Let's tell him to calm down first. There's a bit of a drunkard, he's getting a bit leery, a little bit rowdy. Let's tell him to calm down, and then if that doesn't work, we'll then try and intervene. But we'll just try this first, I think. Just, try the diplomatic approach. The drunk man asks who you are and starts swearing. My goodness me, you potty mouth. He starts running at you with a small knife. Oh, okay. Take the knife out of your waist and attack, or run. Okay, right. We're not going to be bullied by a drunk man. I mean, if there were Vikings coming toward us with great big choppy axes and shields and armour, what have you, we would run away. But surely Surely we can take out a drunk man. That must be fun. Yeah, take the knife out of your waist and attack. Let's try and deal with this drunk man. I don't want to kill the drunk man. Maybe just, I don't know, poke him in the shoulder or something and make him go, ow, that really hurts, and then he'll stop. Yeah, let's do that. Take the knife out. Oh, blood has appeared. The drunk man loses his balance while running, and you take the opportunity to cut him in the arm. There we go. That's what I kind of said. Sort of shoulder, arm, same kind of thing. The rest is taken care of by the bystanders. Okay, right. So we've sort of done the initial bit to take him down, and then everyone else kind of tidies up. Okay, you go home and rest. Oh, okie doke. Day 3 begins. You wake up early in the morning to join the caravan. As the caravan approached, Dunstan and Edgar approached. Edgar said, let me give you some information about the road. Are you ready? Okay, right, we are ready. This one here says we are not, but we have to be. But no, we are ready, I think. So we are joining this caravan here to go on a bit of a journey and have a little bit of an explore. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, apart from all the things that could go wrong? Yeah, we are ready. Edgar said, we may meet Vikings on the way, so keep your cool. We will just give them some food and money and pass through. It's a long way, so keep your eyes open. You're at the back of the caravan, so I trust you. It's time to set off. Okay, Edgar, or why don't we attack when we are on our own land? Okay, I imagine the answer to that is because, they're really heavily armed and quite cross and fighty, and we are traders. So yeah, we're not going to ask that. Okay, Edgar, it's going to be fun. Oh, look, and now we're making our way along a little path through the trees, which looks very lovely. You left the village, and hours later you were on the road to the city. Everyone looked worried, but you had to keep going. You go a little further, and the Vikings appear in front of you. They surround you. Edgar then says, we're just a simple caravan tribe. What do you want? One of the Vikings says, we want to take all your belongings and provisions. Okay, so try to intervene and persuade them while they're all talking. Give Dunstan the eye signal to get his knife ready. I don't think we can fight off the Vikings with knives. I think possibly, maybe, try to intervene and persuade them while they're talking. Maybe let's go for that one rather than go straight in for fighting. Yeah, against one drunk man, that worked great. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Against some heavily armed, angry Viking people, that might not go so well. So we'll try to intervene. You say, we're in a very bad situation. Please let us sell these things and we'll give you more money when we get back. Edgar intervened and said the same thing. At this, the Vikings started talking amongst themselves. Okay, so let Edgar the merchant do the talking or keep persuading. I mean, Edgar the merchant probably is okay, but Edgar intervened and just said the same thing. So he's not had an original idea there. We had the proper idea. So, do you know what? We're just gonna carry on. Keep persuading. The Viking doesn't like you. He thinks you talk too much and appears irritated. I didn't know he'd met me. Oh, in the game. Okay, say that you are seeking an agreement for only 2 parties. Say that you are a simple farmer. No, let's try and make it a bit more formal. I kind of feel like we're a kid. I don't know exactly how young we are. We went to help Dad in the fields or whatever. I kind of feel like we're relatively young. So maybe this Viking's looking at us going, what? Why am I dealing with this child? But we're seeking agreement for only 2 parties. Oh, okay. He says he can solve it by splitting it in 2 and knocks you down with his axe. Okay, right. So there we go. There's death number 1. That was lovely, creative death number 1. Although, what did I say? I said I didn't want to get killed by a great big Viking axe. And do you know what happened? We got killed with a great big Viking axe. Wonderful. Okay. Right, that didn't go entirely according to plan. Let's give that another go. Right, there we go. We're back at around the same point where we left off last time, but this time I'm going to let Edgar the merchant do the talking. We're going to keep quiet because they didn't like us very much, and we're going to let Edgar do the talking. So, okay, Edgar, please do some very good persuasive talking. Edgar, after giving them some money, I see, that helped, did it? Persuades them, although it is difficult. But while they are talking, the Vikings are not happy that you are interrupting them, and they look at you sharply. Okay, you are glaring back, you try not to make eye contact. Okay, we know what happened before with the whole choppy axe thing. Let's try to not make eye contact. Possibly, we should now just be quiet. So yeah, don't look at them, it's fine. Hooray, we haven't been murdered by Vikings. You continue on your way. after travelling for a long time, it starts to get dark, so you set up camp until it gets light. Okay, so there's our little camp, we shall have a bit of a sleep, and day 4 begins. Crikey, we are flying through. Okay, you wake up at dawn, pack the caravan and set off, but the drinking water barrel has been punctured and there seems to be little water until you can fix it. Okay, so go to the nearest village or try and convince Edgar there's enough water to get to the city. I think possibly, that's going to be quite fatal, isn't it? If we're on a big long journey and we run out of drinking water, that's going to be quite bad. So, let's try and go to the nearest village, shall we? When you arrived in the village, there were dead people around. Oh yeah, there's quite a lot of pools of blood around, obviously looted. You'll look at each other in amazement. Okay, let's get water from the well right away. Let's check the village and get water. Maybe we could help some people. Let's check the village, I think. As you check the village from a distance, you realise that the barbarians are in the village. Okay, it was worth checking then. It was worth checking rather than just kind of blindly going in and then, again, getting chopped apart by a big choppy axe. We kind of realised that they were there, so we could surround them or attack and kill them immediately. Maybe surrounding them to give ourselves an advantage might be a slightly better idea. So let's surround them. The barbarians realise they are surrounded and attack immediately. Okay, are we able to fight back or do we run away? But if we run away, we're likely going to die due to a lack of drinking water. So, okay, let's try and attack, shall we? I'm expecting another you died thing here. Hey, there we go. In panic, the last power barbarians attack and defeat you. Okay, right, let's give that another go, and again, try to not die, but properly this time. Let's maybe see if we can survive more Viking attacks. Okay, we're back again at the village where we want to get the water, and we're at the point where we can either surround the Vikings or attack and kill them immediately. And I think maybe when we surrounded them last time, that gave them a chance to kind of come up with a plan. Maybe the plan for us is to just run in right now and just attack them, take them by surprise. They don't know we're there, but maybe if we surround them, they then go, hang on a minute, we're going to get attacked. So possibly the best choice now is to just kind of run in with the element of surprise and try and cut them down while they're not expecting us at all. So let's give that a go. Attack and kill them immediately. Oh, it worked. Okay, I am quite surprised. You attack and defeat the barbarians without allowing them to prepare. That was the key then. But you're also wounded. You set about the task of bandaging the wounds and set off. Okay, so we're a little bit injured, but I think it hasn't said anyone's died. So I assume everybody from our party is sort of okay. You travel a little further into the city and finally arrive. Oh, look at that. We're at the big city. There's houses and a big castle-y thing and a market and everything. Okay, the first thing you notice when you get to the city is the poverty of the people. Tour the city with Dunstan. Put the goods in with Edgar. We're no traders. We're not traders. Edgar can go and do the trading. We're going to have a look around. We're going to go and do some sightseeing. Let's go to the big castle. It looks really nice. Yeah, we'll tour the city with Dunstan. Dunstan notices something as he walks along. Dunstan says, is that the king with the crown I see up there? Possibly. I don't know. Is it the king with the crown? I've got no idea. It looks like it. Look at him. How happy he is when his people are in misery. Or, so this is the king who left us in the hands of the barbarians. That probably would be what we'd say. We'd be more interested in the fact there's Vikings everywhere and we just had to kind of, fight some of them. So, there you go. We'll choose that one. The king seems to be busy eating fruits on the naked bodies of his slaves. After looking around a bit more, you head toward the tavern. Good grief. Okay, so we've got like a proper gluttonous king there who's just living the life of luxury whilst everybody else is in poverty and being chopped apart by Vikings. Okay, right, go to the tavern. Okay, in a nice tavern. Again, the rug needs a bit of work, I'll be honest. Maybe when we get older, we could start some sort of, rug business around this world and sell rugs that aren't full of holes. We could make an absolute fortune from that. You are having a beer in the tavern with Dunstan and Edgar the merchant, and the drunks are looking at you sternly. Okay, if we're having a beer, maybe we're not that young. I was under the impression that we were like 10 years old or something. And we're going out to help Dad in the field, and it was all exciting. Hey, we're going to meet our friend and go exploring around the village. But no, maybe Maybe we're more sort of, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, I'm not quite sure, but we're having a beer, whatever the case. The drunks are looking at us sternly. Okay, ask what happened, give them a stern look back. We're going to do that because we don't like the fact they're looking at us. The drunks seem to be afraid of you. You prevent a fight from breaking out, and after sitting a little longer, you go to rest. Okay, so there's our kind of taverny accommodations, okie doke. Day 5, hooray, we've made it to day 5. After a comfortable sleep, you woke up early to a new day in the tavern. Okay, go to the marketplace, and at the marketplace you start to sort out your goods. Edgar said, the sooner we finish, the faster we can get back to the village. Okay, do you think it'll be finished in 3 to 4 days? With this danger, we need to finish early and return quickly. Okay, I'm not quite sure which one we do. Do you think it'll be finished in 3 to 4 days? Edgar said, I don't know about that because the people are not doing well. If we can sell the goods, we can go back. Early in the morning, as they are talking amongst themselves, the first buyer arrives and asks for a price. Okay, name your first price, then tell him it's very good. Tell them it is very beautiful, then tell them the price. Okay, what are they looking to buy? I wouldn't call any of these things beautiful. I wouldn't go, you see this haddock? Beautiful, sir. Only 1 copper piece or whatever. Okay, we're just going to name the first price and tell him it's good. After hearing the price, he stops buying. You try to sell to those who come for a while. Oh dear. Did we just overprice things? The sun is starting to rise. Oh crikey, we're there early. While you were talking amongst yourselves, a bandit comes and asks you rudely for money and threatens to destroy this place with his men if you don't give it to him. Okay, we've paid enough for this place, we can't pay more. How much do you want? Oh no, let's stand up against the bandit. No, away with you, pesky bandit. He calls his men. You take out your knives in response. Stop asking for money or we'll fight to the death. We can pay you some of the money if you want. No, we're going to fight. We fought off Vikings. We can fight off some sort of troublesome bandit type, surely. Okay, maybe we did. I was kind of half expecting a thing to pop up saying, oh, you're dead again. Suddenly there is silence and he and his men make a deal and retreat. You continue to sell to townspeople for another 4 days. Okay, right, so time has gone by quite quickly there. Okay, go to the tavern and sleep. 4 days later. Oh dear. Okay, right. This doesn't look promising, does it? That's our village. There's a little bit of fire. Okay, maybe this is where the whole revenge part is going to come in. After 3 days of selling in the city, I thought it was 4. I thought it was 4 days, whatever. After some days of selling in the city, you set off your village. As you start to approach, you notice smoke rising from the houses. When you enter the village, you see that the villagers have been killed. It looks like it was just built. What looks like it was just built? That might be a translation error, I'm not quite sure. I think it's just happened, possibly. Dunstan cries, Mum, no, it can't be. Everyone back from the city looks around in shock. Run to our parents' house. I'm expecting the worst here. As you approach the house, you see your parents lying on the floor. You have a nervous breakdown and sit by your family for hours. Your eyes are swollen from crying and you feel powerless. Okay, they're lying on the floor, but they're also dead, right? They're not just having a bit of a sleep outdoors because the house is on fire. I think they've been deaded to death. Okay, we'll check the house. Because, I don't know, maybe there's something in there that could be useful. You see that everything in the house is in ruins. You notice your father's sword next to the chest, but as you look around, you see someone. Oh, they've nicked me breakfast. How rude. Okay, there's someone there. Take out your knife and run at him. Or get out of the house. We see someone. It's not Mum. It's not Dad. So I'm going to assume that they're a baddie. So let's take out our knife and run at him. You realise it's the thief, and out of fear he takes out his knife and points it at you. Attack or get out of my house. We're going to shout get out of my house at him. You tell the thief, I won't do anything. He listens and walks away from the house. You take your father's sword from the house and find Dunstan in the centre among the crying people. Dunstan is crying, how can this be? What are we going to do? Oh dear, all I can think about is killing whoever did this. Do you mean you're possibly thinking about a spot of medieval revenge? Yeah, that's the name of the game. We have no loved ones and no village left. Oh, crikey. Dunstan's already sad. Don't make it worse. All I can think about is killing whoever did this. Let's go for that one. I think that might be a little bit better than the other one, which is going to make him very sad. You are burning with revenge. Your anger will not go away. You think you live for your people and your family now. Oh, crikeys. Okay, we are very, very cross about this whole situation. After waiting for a while, you gather the last of your belongings in the village. You decide that it's no longer safe here and head for the city. Miserable, you make your way to the city. Go to the city. Are we going to the city by any chance? Okay, day 10 and things have taken a bit of a turn, haven't they? You have lost your power, but you are full of revenge. As soon as you arrive in the city, you arrive at the palace of the kingdom. At the gate in front of you is the royal guard. The royal guard says, "Who are you?" And we can say, "I am the son of Farmer Edric," the truth. "I am Lord Senred's son," a lie. Okay, we're going to be truthful, because if we say that we're Lord Senred's son, people might then start expecting things of us. Or, for all we know, Lord Senred's son might be wanted for, several horrible, brutal murders or something, and we'll get in trouble. So, I'm the son of Farmer Edric. The royal guard said, "What do you want? You think a farmer can meet the king? You can't come in." "Okay, Vikings destroyed our village. I need to meet the king. My family is dead. Open the door." Okay, we'll go for the Vikings destroyed our village. We'll drop in the word Vikings. The royal guard said, "Do you know how many people like you come here? I can't let you in." Okay, you left me no choice. Attack. That's going to end badly, isn't it? We have got a sword at least, but I suspect maybe that's going to end badly. Or, "Please, my parents are dead. Take me to see the king." So we can attack, or we can try a spot of persuasion. Okay, maybe we do that. Do the whole sort of big eyes thing and then just start crying or whatever. We'll try that one. The guard, after some thought, realises that the farmer is desperate. The royal guard says, "Come back tomorrow morning and I will try to see you." Okay, do you know what? Yes, we're going to do that. Try to find a way to sneak in. No, he said come back tomorrow morning. And he'll try and sort it out. So go back to the tavern. Go back to the tavern, to Dunstan and Edgar, and tell them what happened. There is no choice but to wait, so you talk into the night. Okay, so go to sleep. Day 11. We've not died in a while. I'm expecting a death to appear soon enough. You wake up dozens of times during the night, but finally morning comes. You feel ready for the day to meet the king. Okay, so we can try to sneak in again, but I don't know why we need to do that when we can go and have a chat with our royal guard buddy. Okay, you approach the inside of the castle. The royal guard says, "I have negotiated on your behalf and received permission. I will let you in shortly, but don't you dare defy the king." Okay, accept. Because otherwise we won't get in, will we? If we say, "I can't promise that," is going to go, "Oh, well, you can't come in on your bike." So, okay, fine. Yes, we'll do that. Brave title opened. Okay, that sounds quite nice. You enter the king's magnificent palace. This does all look very fancy pants. Comfy seats, bit of a kind of a treasure chest thing over there, nice table with goblets and such on it, and a throne. There's a throne. There's a fancy kind of throne type thing. That looks very posh. Some statues and such. Okay, so yes, we are in the king's magnificent palace. One by one, the guards open the doors in front of you, and you arrive at the king's hall. "Your Highness, I salute you," bowing, or "I need you," standing. Okay, now we know that the king is a little bit of a sort of a glutton. I imagine they're quite full of themselves. So I think the king will expect us to be quite polite to them and be a bit grovelly, because they see us as a bit of a lowly, rubbishy farmer. So we shall bow. There you go. After introducing yourself, you tell about the massacre of your village and its people, but you realise the king is very relaxed. The king says, "Do you think I will promise revenge to everyone who comes?" I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. "Your Excellency, is this what you are doing to your own people? Are we to stay in our homes like cowards? My king, I beg you, let's gather the troops. Can't we do it?" Okay, let's call him His Excellency, because that might work. And are we going to stay in our homes like cowards? The king looks angry. The king says, "I'm going to get war tactics from a farmer. It's a blessing that you're even talking to the king." And then we can say, "We'll take revenge on everybody. A little more of this, and we will lose all our lands." Maybe the king needs to hear it like it is. There you go, we'll go for that. A little more of this, and we lose all of our land. You silly man. The king said, does a peasant like you know all this? Get out if you don't want to die. Oh dear, that didn't go very well then. The king didn't like that we told him the truth. We're not going to attack the king, because that will get us cut down by the guards. Say no more, and go back to the tavern. You tell Edgar and Dunstan about it. Edgar says he's going to live in the city and choose a quiet life. You and Dunstan promise each other revenge. Okay, on who though? On all of the Vikings? It's going to be quite a long time. Okay, we shall go to sleep. Day 12 rolls around. You wake up to a day that will change your lives. Oh, okay. You leave the city with Dunstan and head north to unite the village leaders and the lords and to seek revenge. Oh, so we're going to try and go out there away from the city and unite everybody else. Away from the influence directly of the king. Oh, okay, fine, we'll give it a go. After a long drive, you approach the first castle. Okay, yeah, there's a little bit of fire going on, and some fighty people. Okay, the castle seems to be under siege by Vikings. At that moment, you are spotted by Viking scouts. Okay, run or pass normally? Oh, no. One of these is going to be like, yay, it went well and you're in. And the other one's going to be, you got killed by arrows or something. Let's try and pass normally. Let's give that a go. Viking scouts approach you and ask what you are doing here. Okay, there we are. There's the scouts. Hello there. Tell them you're just peasants on your way to trade or offer some money for passage. Okay, I don't know if we have a sort of a fixed amount of money. We haven't got a kind of a currency or whatever, so I don't know how much money we have, but we'll try and offer some money for passage. Because, they might accept that. We'll go for that route, I think. The Vikings have accepted your offer, but you realise they're also thinking of killing you. Okay, attack and run or surrender. We're not going to surrender. They'll just kill us anyway if we surrender. If we go, right, we give up, it's going to chop our heads off. So, do you know what? Attack and run. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down fighting. Fearless title opened. Ooh, okay. You run away on your horse. Fearless titled. Fearless title enabled. And then the first one is you run away. Okay, fine. We're so fearless, we ran off. You run away on your horse after going at them and knocking some of them down. You are slightly wounded, but you ride on for a while and make camp. Okay, so go to sleep. 3 days later... Oh, crikey, okay, tired and weary, you reach the north. The first village appears. Okay, go to the village centre. Look around, just in case it's a trap. There might be some Vikings hiding behind the doors and they'll jump out and go boo and then kill us. Well, look around. You look around. There is no sign of Viking raiding. Marvellous. You go down to the centre of the village. People are talking among themselves about the Vikings. You go to the village leader. The village leader says, welcome. Who are you? We'll bow. We'll bow. I am the son of Farmer Edric, and we'll bow. Let's make it nice. The village leader said, you seem to have come a long way. What brings you here? You say, the Vikings burned our village to the ground, and everything, including the castles, was destroyed. Our whole family died. Okay, and then, we've got some different choices now, look. We can either go for a brave option. We set out to go to all the villages and castles, unite them, and defeat the Vikings. We want to dethrone the king and defeat the Vikings. I think we go for this one. Let's tell them we want to unite people rather than dethrone the king, because for all we know, this village leader might be like, yeah, we love the king is brilliant. Also, want to point out, they've got proper complete rugs. Somebody heard our business idea and they've nicked it off us, and now they've got rugs without holes in. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, let's try and unite people. Village leader then says, are you asking me for help? Yes. Yes, we want help with soldiers and supplies. Unkindly, it is an honour to have you with us. Honourable. Oh, absolutely, that one, yeah. Butter them up completely. Village leader then says, I suppose you don't expect me to trust you two farmers. Okay, we will visit all the lands we're trying to unite all the lords. Eager. Will we not take this revenge for our people? Ambitious. I don't know. Let's go for that one. Will we not take this revenge for our people? Let's try and be a bit ambitious. The leader says that he will think about the situation and will discuss it with those around him and give you a final answer tomorrow morning. Today, they are hosting you there. Okay, right. Get a lovely night's sleep, some more proper complete rugs. Day 16 rolls around. In the village, you wake up to a new day. The village leader calls you. The village leader says, "We will help you, but on one condition. You must convince the other lords." You say, "We agree. I will pay back those who did this to you." You and Dunstan split in two to be quick. Okay, so now we're on our own. Dunstan's going one way to talk to the lords. We're going another way to talk to some different lords. Okay, go to the nearby castle. Oh, and there it is. There's the nearby castle. Okay, little tiny sort of castle, a few buildings on the inside, big kind of hall type thing, a few things on the outside, farm, looks quite nice, looks very pretty. You arrive at the castle gate. You introduce yourself to the guards. They tell you that you will see the lord and come back. Okay, yeah, I'm going to wait. The castle guard says the lord has given his permission and ushers you into the reception hall. Okay, so my lord, standing. My lord, I salute, bowing. Again, lords, they expect a certain level of decorum. Let us bow. And the lord says, "Since you've come so far north, there must be a big problem. You tell me that villages were burned in Lauder, and many castles and villages were destroyed, including your family." And then we can say, "My lord, my main purpose for coming is to build a massive army," or "They'll be here soon." That seems a little bit pitiful, doesn't it? A little bit sort of fear-mongering. We'll go for this one. Let's go for the eager response. The lord looks worried. The lord says, "This must be madness. Why should I rebel against the king?" Okay, so we go for the fear one, saying, "Yep, they're going to be here." Or, "It must be done for your people and for peace. And you are an honourable lord. Oh, and you're so handsome as well. My goodness me, what a shiny throne you have." Let's go for that one. Lord then says, "I am doing this for my honour, to protect my castle, and for my own people." Okay, you act more like cowards. Revenge. You can show it by attacking. Ambition. Oh yeah, you can show it by attacking. Oh dear. Okay, we've failed. You need every village and castle lord. You failed. We didn't get that lord in, so that is the end of our turn. Okay, do you know what though? We didn't die. That's not a death. We haven't been chopped apart by a big Viking axe now, but we just can't do anything about it. So we're just going to have to live the rest of our life with burning resentment and revenge bubbling away under our skin. Oh dear. Okay, so here's the thing. If I put try again, do I get to go back to a particular part of the story and choose a branch? Or do I have to do that entire thing all over again? Oh, crackies. Okay, so there's no kind of sort of save points or whatever. Now we're all the way back to day one again. Oh, crikeys. Okay, fine, yeah, there we go. We'll try and sort of fly through day one. I'll try to remember what we did, although we have made quite a lot of decisions. We have made a lot of choices during that run, so I'm not entirely sure I can get us back to where we were in the exact same state, but I'll try and get us back to where we were, and then maybe just work things a bit differently with that lord. Although, it's going to come to a point where, once again, we're going to probably have some options. We've got no kind of measure of knowing which is the right one. There's no kind of indicator. We don't know anything about that lord. That lord might not like the fact that we go in and bow and all that kind of stuff, but I've got no idea, so I don't really know how we're supposed to choose the right decisions. We're just sort of doing it blindly as a guess. But, right, okay, let's see if we can get back to that point again. I'm going to do a lot of clicking and just see if we can get back to the point where we're having a chat with that lord. Right, there we go, finally. Good grief, that took a long time. So I've gone through the entire game again, making the same choices, and now we're back here at the castle of the lord, who we didn't get on board last time. So we shall wait at the gate, because that seems like the formal thing to do. Do not try to sneak in, because that's not going to be very well received, I don't think. So we'll wait for somebody to come and let us in. Right, okay, so we're back in here, and we will do the whole sort of bowing thing. It does say, "My lord, I salute," and then we bow. So we're going to bow and then salute at the same time, which might look a little bit weird, but you know what? We're going to go for it anyway. Okay, so there we go, and I can't recall what the lord says. So he says, "Since you've come so far north, there must be a big problem." Okay, yes, I remember now. You tell them that the villages were burned in Lauder, and many castles and villages were destroyed, including your family. Okay, so then we went for that last time, didn't we? "My lord, my main purpose for coming is to build a massive army." And that's an eager response. Or we could go for "They'll be here soon" and go down a fearful response. Now I'm thinking maybe do we go down this route? Because that one didn't really work last time. That sort of didn't have any effect. Maybe if we go for a bit of a scare tactic, that might possibly work. We tried to be all sort of eager and positive about it, and he went, nah, it's probably fine. If we go, oh my goodness me, a load of really angry Vikings are going to turn up and cut your legs off, he might go, do you know what, actually? I don't like the sound of that. I like my legs being attached, thank you very much. And he might do something about it. Possibly a bit of a fear-mongering approach might actually work, because yeah, that one didn't last time. So let's try this one. They'll be here soon. Let's go for that one. And then the Lord says, how can you be so sure? It will be hard for them to get up here. They have suffered enough casualties in the south. Okay, so then we can say they had already besieged a castle as we were coming north, another kind of fear-mongering response, or we could go for an ambitious response and say, do you want to live like a coward? I don't really think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. Calling him a coward probably isn't the best thing to do, so I think let's go for this. Let's tell him that they've already besieged a castle. And that might make him think, oh, do you know what? If they've done one, they might come here and they're after my legs. So, yeah, okay, we'll go for that one, please. Unifying title. Oh, the Lord agrees, and you join the feast in the hall. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, that's all very good. Oh, and look, there is a proper kind of feasting table. Oh, I see how this is going. I see how this is going. Look at this. So at the end of the feasting table, you've got the fancy throne. That's where the sort of Lord sits. And that's fine. The Lord gets a throne. That's all lovely. And then toward this end of the table, a bit nearer to the Lord, you've got people who are probably, sort of special guests or whatever. And you can tell they're special guests because they have chairs with backs on them. And then down here, you've got the riffraff. You've got the riffraff, the people who probably had to be invited for some reason, but the Lord doesn't really care about because they have to sit on stools with no backs at all. So, they've got the least kind of comfortable seating options there. I do notice, Lord over here, that you appear to have a rug with many, many holes in it. Now, when this is all over, and when the Vikings have all been taken care of, I've got a bit of a business idea that you might be interested in, Mr. Lord person. Hit me up after this. Give me a call. Send me an email or something. Send me a raven or a crow, whatever you're doing this time. And we'll discuss proper rugs without big holes in. We'll get that sorted, don't you worry. But right, okay, for now, we've had a feast, and then we can go to sleep. Oh, crikey. 3 days after that. For days, you have been travelling through castles and villages, trying to convince the lords. On your way to a new castle, you realise that someone is watching you, and you think it might be dangerous. Okay, so I assume that's us, and I'm guessing they're the people watching us. Okay, so try to catch him, or watch from a distance. Or maybe that's the person watching us, and that's us, I'm not sure. Let's watch them from a distance. Let's see if we can pick up on who they might be or get some clues or whatever. We'll do that. You realise you're being watched and head back over the hill. Okay, run for the castle or try to catch them. That's us, I think. Because, we've just sort of moved away a bit behind the hill. Okay, so run for the castle or try to catch them. Do you know what? Are we on our own? I think we're on our own because our buddy has cleared off. Dunstan's gone somewhere else, haven't they? So I think it's just us. So do you know what? Let's run for the castle, shall we? You arrive at the castle and tell Lord Edred about this. Meanwhile, the royal soldiers arrive at the ramparts. Okay, so what do you want? Come, let's make a deal. Okay, what do you want? The royal soldiers say they will kill you for defying the king. Oh dear. Right, this could be a little bit of an issue. I'm now going to get killed by the royal soldiers. So go to them, or either you join us, or you die. Okay, I assume, maybe, if we pick this, we're going to be a little bit more eloquent than that. Hopefully we can, spin a bit of a narrative and try to make a convincing argument, rather than going, join us or you'll die. Oh, okay, that's convinced you. Brilliant. Because I don't think that's going to work, but I'm not joining them. I'm not joining them because the king is the problem, really. We have to sort of circumvent the king's control on this because he's not doing anything, because he's quite happy just sort of sitting in his castle, having lots of food and sitting about and such. So let's go for this one, although I suspect we're possibly going to get killed to death again by some sort of royal guard or whatever. So here we go. I'm going to press the button. Okay. Oh no, right. We didn't get killed. We just failed. They are attacking all the way to the city walls and both sides are suffering heavy casualties. Try again. And we press try again and we're all the way back at the start. Okay, right. Do you know what? do you know what? I'm going to do this one more time. That's how dedicated I am, lovely people out there. I'm going to do this one more time. So I've got to go through again and make every single decision that we've previously made to get to that point. Although, maybe next time round, rather than running away from those people that are watching us, possibly we could just try to catch them. I mean, they might be friends or something. There might be people that we want to speak to. I don't know. So maybe next time we'll try to go and find those people. But, right. Okay, here we go. Let's go through all of those options again and try to get back to where we were. Right, there we go. We're back again for what has to be our final attempt, because it does take a little while to work our way through those. Although, to be fair, it is quite a good cup of tea game because, while I'm going through all those different options, I can have some lovely tea. So it's not all bad. Right, okay, so we're back at this point where we found out that we were being watched. And last time, I think we tried to move away and watch them from a distance. Maybe now, let's try to catch them and see who they are. So, okay, try to catch him. Trying to catch up, you ride to the back of the hill. There, you see that there are a lot of soldiers. Okay, shout, ask who they are, or run toward the castle. Oh, I wonder if here we can either tell soldiers, I don't know, to go the wrong way or something and save the castle, or leg it to the castle and tell them to prepare because a load of soldiers is going to turn up and cause problems. The only thing is, I'm not quite sure which one to do. Should we possibly run toward the castle? Because if they're there and we're running toward the castle, then, we're going to be ahead of them. So hopefully we can beat them there and then tell the people in the castle to, batten down the hatches and hide and get the cannons ready or whatever. Let's do that. Let's run toward the castle. Bother. Okay, right. I suspect maybe we're going to end up with exactly the same result as last time. No game. No game. Okay, come, let's make a deal. What do you want? Okay, do you know what? Let's go for come, let's make a deal. We said, what do you want last time, I think. Let's try and make a deal. The Royal Soldiers said they'll kill you for defying the king. Okay, I'm going to go to them because we know that results in the end of the game. So I'm going to press go to them. Okay, hang on. You're going outside the walls. Oh, we were in the walls, were we? Oh, okay. You walk for days, or the king enjoys himself in the city, or the Vikings need to leave our lands. Okay, so we're trying to convince them with one of these two arguments. So we can either say, you walk around for days, or the king's just having fun in the city, or the Vikings need to leave our lands. I think maybe, if they're the king's guard, insulting the king might not work, because they might be like huge fans of the king. They might have posters of the king in their bedrooms and everything else, so I'm not entirely sure that might work. So the Vikings need to leave our lands. Let's go for that one. Okay, right, the game hasn't ended. This is good. The royal soldiers seem to murmur to themselves in agreement that this was true. This land is ours. We must defeat those cowards in battle. You will all be rewarded when the Vikings are gone. Come! Ooh. Okay, I mean, they're both quite good. However, I'm not in a position to promise rewards. Because at some point, maybe later on, we're going to go, yay, work, brilliant, well done. And they're going to go, okay, can we have our rewards now? And we're going to go, about that. Just kind of said that. Anyway, bye. And they might try and kill us. So let's go for this one. Let's do a bit of a rousing speech. This land is ours. We must defeat those cowards in battle. Let's go for that. The royal soldiers think they are not going to get their money and move closer to attack. Okay, run for the castle, throw your sword on the ground. If we run for the castle, they're just gonna come and fight us, aren't they? And then it's gonna end. Let's throw our sword on the ground, because that seems like a slightly different option. We'll give that a go. Okay, throwing your sword on the ground impresses them, okay, and makes them trust you. You return with them to the castle, and now they join the group. After attending the Lord's feast, you go to sleep. Okay, right, wonderful. Oh, crikey, there's too many decision points. Right, okay. Morning is coming. You feel you're nearing the end, the last castle to go to. You set off with the Royal Guard and Lord Edred. Okay, the last castle. Okay, right, maybe there's a save button in the corner. Can I press save? Does that save my progress to this point? I've not pressed save at any point. I've only just noticed there's a button there. Oh, maybe we can come back to day 20 rather than having to start again. Okay, I'm pressing the save button many times. Oh, it says game save lots of times. Okay. Right, maybe if we can reload to that point, we can then carry on. If we have to go all the way back to the start, I'm not sure I can cope again. I mean, yeah, I do have some lovely tea, but it does take quite a while. Okay, so morning is coming, you feel nearing the end, the last castle to go to. We're setting off. Okie dokie. Okay, you arrive there after travelling for a long time. After introducing yourself to the castle guard, they let you and Lord Edred in. It's quite handy that we have Lord Edred with us, because on our own, I feel like we're just going, hey, join us, we're just one random person. Whereas if we have Lord Edred, that's got to have a little bit more sort of sway. Okay, so we salute while standing, we salute while bowing. Let's do the bowing thing. When you bow, it gives the impression that you are weak. Oh, I thought it was kind of just, like sort of a courtesy thing. The Lord said, you must have a big problem to come in such large numbers. Okay, we've come in hope of uniting against the Vikings. You must know what is happening in the lands. Okay, we've come in the hope of uniting against the Vikings. The Lord says, I know, but they haven't come this far, so I don't need to fight. Soon they'll take this land too. Like the king, you don't protect your land. Okay, soon they will take this land too. Let's go down that route. The Lord then says, I will never defy the king for these. Get out of here. Oh, threaten to kill or kill. Okay, we're going to have to do something possibly a little bit violent. We're going to threaten to kill this lord. And we died. Okay, the moment you threaten them, they order their guards to attack and knock them down. Okay, right. Are we able to now reload from where we just saved the game? Let's give it a go. If we can, hurrah. If not, I might be a little bit sad. Oh, that is just so much better. Why doesn't the game do that automatically? Why isn't that a kind of an automated thing? When you reach a point which can save, just do it automatically, game. Don't make us press the button that I didn't even notice was there. Oh my goodness me. Right, okay, so we go over here. Right, so last time we bowed and he didn't like it. So maybe now with the knowledge we have from our wibbly wobbly alternate timeline, let's salute but remain standing. You give the impression that you are strong because you salute standing up. The Lord says, you must have a big problem to come in such large numbers. A Viking invasion? Okay, so yes, we are building a large army against the king and the Vikings. We would like to have you with us. Isn't it obvious why we're here? Okay, let's go for the truthful option. The Lord is worried about the crowds. The Lord says, why have you come here in such large numbers? Because there's a lot of Vikings. Work it out. We have come this way because we have no more time. Or we came to make preparations at a nearby castle. Okay, maybe say we have no more time, because for all we know that might be true. The Lord is afraid you might take his castle, so he agrees to support your army. After spending some more time and leaving some soldiers, you return to Lord Edred's castle. Oh, okay, so he was all sort of, bluff and bluster about, oh no, we don't like you bowing, but then in the end he was afraid that we might come and nick his castle. Okay, right, we should go to... 17 days later, I was going to say we'll go to sleep, but the 17 days later thing surprised me. Weeks passed. You prepared for the expedition south. You united lords, village leaders, raw soldiers. The day came. You set off south to take revenge on everyone. And you know what I see? I see a save button. We're going to press it. Yay! Okay, let's continue. After travelling for a long time, you receive word from your scout that a castle in the south is under siege by Vikings. You make your way there. Okay, put men in the woods, all power to the centre. Putting men in the woods would be quite good, because then they could pop out of the woods and go boo and startle the Vikings, and whilst they're startled, then the other people can run in and, choppity chop at them. Let's put men into the woods. Scout soldiers from the Vikings notice the troops in the woods and make preparations for their army. Okay, call back those in the forest. Order everyone to attack. Do you know what? Let's just go for it, shall we? Attack! Oh, there's lots of blood. Everybody's in a confrontation and attacking each other. There was chaos in the air. Withdraw the army or attack. Looking at the numbers on the screen here, we have the definite advantage. We've got way more than them over there, but okay, we'll carry on attacking. You're taking too many casualties. You don't have an army to take revenge. Okay. Okay, right, but we saved it, so we can go back and have another go. Right, there we go. Back again where we left off almost. Thank you, lovely save button. Right, so continue. Okay, let's not put men in the woods, because again, we've got the benefit of sort of hindsight there, haven't we? With that magic wibbly wobbly alternate timeline stuff. So all power to the centre. You have all your forces in the centre. You're facing an army of Vikings and a small number of castle soldiers. Okay, you won't get out of here alive, or attack. I mean, surely we say you won't get out of here alive and then attack. We'll say that first, because it sounds quite dramatic. We'll do that. They think you're afraid to attack, and attack. Okay, attack around them from the centre. Build a shield wall. Oh, that sounds exciting. The shield wall works. You push them through the gaps, but you knock them down. As a result, they retreat. Okay, attack and kill them all, or free them. I mean, okay, now normally in a game like this, I go, do you know what? Free them. Let's free them. We're being nice. But we are playing a game called Medieval Revenge. And earlier on, it said that we were full of revenge. You know, we were burning with it. We were totally topped up with revenge. It was dribbling out of our ears and such. So we are full of revenge. So I think our character, they're furious. They're furious. Their village, everything they knew, their parents, their friends, everything was gone because of the Vikings. So I think our character would attack and kill them all. Let's go for that. Ruthless title open. That's a good little picture there. You managed to kill them all, even with few casualties. You spend the night in the castle. And normally I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone for the free thing because, you know, maybe they'd go away and tell the other Vikings that, you know, there's a great big army coming and that's probably a good thing to run away from. But no, I think our character, if we are doing this in character, would have chosen that option. Although, knowing what we do know about this game now, it probably, if we'd gone, yeah, you're free, they would have probably come round and attacked us like at night time or something and killed us. So, yeah, who knows what the right option was there, but this is what we've done. So we shall have a nice sleep. 4 days later. Okay, you are tired because you have been on the road for days. In the evening, you set up camp. Yep, there we go, so we do. As the night is quiet, voices start to come from the forest. The Vikings swoop down and start running through the camp, shouting. Okay, get out of the campsite or attack. There isn't a save button. Oh no. Okay, maybe let's get out the campsite and then try to sort of regroup, possibly. They started burning the camp and then knocking down those who were late. Okay, attack from the centre or surround them. Attack from the centre worked before. You're forced to fight in a fire in the camp tents. Chaos reigns and there are casualties. Do you know what? Like we did before, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down fighting. And we went down fighting. Okay. Right, where are we picking up from again? I can't recall. Where are we going to go from again? Right, there we go. Back doing a little bit of tenting. Let us save the game at this point. Thank you. Okay, continue. We can hear the voices. Right, so get out of the campsite is what we did last time. Maybe now we just go for an attack. Let's just go for a straight attack. We're forced to fight in a fire in the camp tents. Chaos reigns and there are casualties. Okay. So attack didn't work last time, so maybe a bit of a strategic withdrawal might be a good idea. Invincible title open. Oh, that was a very fancy thing. You retreat and surround them. Well, that wasn't on the card thing. Retreat and surround them was very different to retreat, wasn't it? But okay, you managed to kill them because you outnumber them. The campsite is damaged and you try to fix it until the morning. Okay, so we'll have a bit of a sleep. Day 43 comes around. Hang on. Save, thank you. The long journey has come to an end. You are arriving in the south with the army you have gathered as a whole. Okay, do you know what? That looks like quite a lot of people. As you approach the city, you realise that the king's lord and his army are also approaching. Take control of the hill, take control of the woods, take control of the hill. Always go for a hill. Always get height advantage, absolutely. As you start to climb the hill, you see that the lord's archers have taken control of the hill. Okay. Shield wall! That worked last time. You go up the hill with the shield wall, you face the archers. Surrender, tactic, or attack. I mean, who's facing off against the archers? If it's people with, like, swords, we can kill them, because archers probably haven't got much in the way of armour or whatever. We'll attack them. You take down the archers and take control of the hill. The Lord's army was now close at hand. Okay, so put archers on the hill, or move the whole army up the hill. Yeah, everybody get on the hill, because then we'll have height advantage. Yeah, move everybody up there. Okay, the Lord's army loses control and attacks you. Your archers deal them a big blow. Wait on the hill or attack. Okay, if our archers are doing a good job, wait on the hill a bit more. With the support of the archers, you wait for a moment of weakness in the Lord's army and attack. In this case, you defeat the Lord's army and retire to rest and lick your wounds for a long time. Okay, right. We've taken that victory. It does say prepare for battle. I thought we'd already just been in a battle, but okay, prepare for battle. Okay, a couple of days pass. Day 45. Press the save button. Now you are ready for a great battle. You think the king and the Vikings are at their weakest. You are near the king's city. You learn that the Vikings are close too. Okay, send a messenger to the king. Send a scout. Okay, let's send a messenger to the king. Let's see if we can actually finally convince the king that he is being a little bit of a lazy pants and he needs to come out and help because, everybody's being killed by Vikings. We'll send a messenger. The messenger arrives at the king's palace. Oh, so now we're playing the messenger. Okay, my king, bowing. The king thinks you're afraid of him. The king is waiting for what the envoy has to say. Let us fight together against the Vikings. Your kingdom will be destroyed. Hand it over to us. Ooh, now, maybe, I think he's not going to hand it over. I don't think he'll hand it over because he's onto a good thing. So let us fight together against the Vikings. You gathered an army against me. Why should I trust you? Okay, then my king, you must trust us to drive the Vikings army out of our land, or you did not protect our land. Okay, let's maybe threaten the king. Because, he seems, if he's all about sort of sitting about and eating food and living the life of luxury, he might not want to lose that, because Vikings are coming in. So you did not protect our land. The king seems very angry and tells the guards to kill the envoy. Okay, that did not go entirely according to plan. After waiting for a while, you get news that the messenger is dead. Then you march to the battlefield against the Vikings and the king's army. Okay, I imagine this is going to end in defeat, isn't it? I imagine if we'd have done something where we could have got the king on our side, we could both attack the Vikings. But now it's kind of, we're against two armies. Attack from the forest, stay strong in the centre. Okay, the forest thing didn't work last time. Staying strong in the centre worked before. It helps to stay strong in the centre. Attack from the jungle. Okay, there's jungles now. Okay, or charge. Okay, do you know what? We'll charge in. It was a bad idea to attack without a plan when you had an advantage in the centre. I had a plan? Oh, okay. The king's soldiers, lying in ambush, attack from behind and defeat you just as you're about to attack. The army gathered in the north is defeated by the king's army. It was a bad idea to attack when you're in a power in the centre, and this is your undoing. As a result, the whole northern army is defeated. No botherations, but we get a slightly different ending thing now. So maybe this is kind of it. Maybe, if we just do things a little bit differently, we might possibly be able to get a victory ending and not end up dead. Okay, we're back. So I think, again, let's try to send a messenger to the king and we'll choose some different options. So, okay, so there's the messenger. We shall bow. Okay, so now I think let's go for your kingdom will be destroyed. Hand it over to us. Let's just go straight for the scaremongering and the threatening. We're going to go for that. Okay, right. The envoy gets killed. Okay, right. Stay strong in the centre. And now we know that staying strong in the centre was good, but then not charging. So now we have to attack from the jungle, which has just appeared. They look like normal trees, but okay, they're not jungle trees. Whatever the case, attack from the trees. We'll go for that. Victory. Okay, I mean, yes, okay, it did take a few visits to alternate timelines and a little bit of help of hindsight, but we got there. Look at that victory. And there's a lovely castle there. Very nice indeed. While all three armies are waiting at certain points, you send your soldiers into the forest when no one can see or predict them. The soldiers quietly climb the trees in the forest, ready their arrows and wait, while two spies from the Vikings wait in ambush. After the archers have dismissed this danger, the Vikings cannot be notified. So we killed the Viking kind of scouts, the spies, and they went, right, there you go, they now don't know that there is a threat in the woods. Therefore, their arrival to this field is delayed. Then the king's army takes advantage of the silence and storms into the seclusion of the forest, only to be swiftly defeated by the archers positioned above. The king is brought before you in this turmoil. You kill the king. Okay, do we not get a choice on this? You kill the king there in a great rage. You are just in time to put men in the forest and kill them from behind when they focus on the centre. You kill the king on the battlefield. Oh, okay, so we kill the king. I mean, maybe a choice there would have been nice. To spare the king, possibly, but okay. 3 weeks later. Oh, okay. It's continuing. I'm going to press save again. Weeks have passed. Even if you win, the soldiers and the people in the kingdom are weakened after the war, and you have been struggling for weeks to recover. The people in the city are restless. They don't want you because they see a non-noble rule in the kingdom, even though the king's youngest son is on the throne, and you hear about it. Oh, hang on, so time's ticking on. We've sorted the problem out, I thought. I thought it was all done. The Vikings are gone, and we're sort of all fine. Okay, so we are ruling the kingdom. Right, I was that part of the deal? I don't know. Okay, kill the talkers or keep quiet. I mean, we can't keep killing everybody. We're going to keep quiet. The nobleman thinks you're afraid of him because you are silent, so he orders his guards to attack secretly in the middle of the city. The nobleman. I assume that means the king's son, so the rightful heir. Okay, I mean, we're not going to run off. We're going to draw our sword. There are too many of them, and they are coming at you. Throw your sword or surrender. Do you know what? I'll throw my sword. You knock one down and hold them off, while Dunstan and your men arrive. Oh, shield wall. Well, that's worked quite well a few times. You kill the men, the noble escapes. You go to the king and tell him what happened and get the noble banished. Oh, hang on. The noble is just a random noble. Okay, and not the king. Oh, okay. I thought it was the sort of the old king's son who we killed. We killed the old king, but yeah, the son who's taken over. I thought it was him, but no, it was just some random noble. Okay, after a long day, it gets dark, and you retire to rest. Okay, we'll go to sleep. Day 72. Where's it going now? Where's it going now? I kind of feel like we've already done. I thought we'd fought off the Vikings. Well, I've been working for days to restore the kingdom. You receive bad news from your scout and immediately have a private meeting. Okay. The scout tells you that the remaining Vikings are looting the villages and that the people in other villages are restless. So you start preparations. You set out to set a trap. Okay. Hide in the woods. Hide in the houses. Hiding in the woods worked well before. Let's do that again. Night is falling, and after a long wait, the Vikings attack the village. Their voices can be heard far away. Okay, wait until they're pretty much upon us. So we'll wait for a bit. The Vikings continue their relentless attack. You hear people screaming for help. They're in the centre of the village. Okay, encircle. Okay, that didn't work. The encircling approach doesn't work very often in this game. Let's try again. Okay, let's not encircle because that's a stupid idea. Let's attack instead. The scent has been badly damaged. They see you approaching and they stand agitated and risk death. Okay, cover the exits or attack. I mean, maybe covering the exits might be a good idea. When you cover the exits and surround them, they panic and you beat them heavily. You decide to spend the night in the village. The bits of the village that aren't on fire anyway. Okie dokie. 1 month later, oh my goodness me, day 102. The kingdom was gathering after a long hiatus. The people and the army were ready to fight for revenge, but a week's notice changed their minds. Oh, I didn't press the save button. No, I forgot about the save button. Defend outside the wall or defend inside. You learn that the exiled noble has convinced some lords in the north, and they set out to take over the kingdom. Now they are close to the city, and they're preparing to lay siege. Oh, the noble that we booted out, who tried to kill us, has now come back with a load of people. Defend outside the wall, or defend inside. I mean, surely we've got a big wall. We can put people on top of the wall and just fire arrows at them, surely. We'll defend inside. He thinks you're scared when the noble soldiers don't come out. Okay, send soldiers to the back door to set a trap, or dig inside. Let's set a trap. That might be fun. They're attacking, quickly approaching the ramparts. Your archers are shooting. Okay, order a rear attack. Open the gate. Let's order a rear attack. Surprise! They panic when they see the soldiers coming from behind. Attack or wait. No, let's go in. Let's attack. You get an easy victory and capture the treacherous noble. Okay, kill or forgive. Okay, now before, we were full of rage against people, but then we killed the king, who we sort of partly held responsible for the murder of all of our family and everybody else in the village. So I think now maybe we've chilled out a bit. We're a bit calmer now. We've sort of, had a bit of time to sort of, rest and recover and all that kind of stuff. We are going to forgive this treacherous noble. After you've dealt with the noble, you rest and think about the day of revenge. Okay. So now 5 days later. Okay, hang on. Save. There we go. Are we going to go and deal with the Vikings? Is this it? Yeah, the final revenge. Okay, you managed to build the largest army ever assembled on the island. The end is too far away to see. And now you set out with the boy king, Dunstan, for your final revenge. Hang on, Dunstan's the king? I'm very confused. Why is Dunstan the king? Wasn't Dunstan our mate from the village? Okay, whatever the case. You are going for a long time. You turn and tell the king they have 2 days to go through the forest when suddenly there are shouts coming from the forest. Okay, get out or align. Align. Yeah, do that. You fall into the Vikings' trap. They run at you shouting. The soldiers panic. Okay, stand your ground. Stand your ground, everybody. You're trapped in the forest. You see Dunstan bleeding in the battle. You shout, Dunstan! Your voice can be heard everywhere. The battle goes on and on. Your crowd is working. They're getting tired. Burn the forest. Don't take prisoners or kill them. I mean, maybe burning the forest will draw them away from the edge and more toward us. And there seems to be more of us. Do you know what? Burn the forest. Oh, grudge title opened. Okay, a new title. You burn the forest completely, leaving no Vikings. You take a brutal victory with the death of your friend. You think you don't have a day left to live. Oh dear. Rest. The last weeks. Okay, here we go. Right. You woke up to a painful day. You lost your best friend, but you knew it was the end of the road. You were approaching the city walls to avenge your family, the villagers, and all the dead. Okay, here we go. The day of vengeance has arrived. You have started the siege of the city. You have camped for 2 days. Now it's time to attack. Okay, so we can either break the entrance gate with a battering ram or set up camp and wait for the supplies to run out. Maybe then, because we have just dropped a save point. Oh, it's the last week. Look. Let's get a battering ram and try and get the gate down, shall we? You start to attack, but the archers on the wall are inflicting heavy casualties. Okay, search for a way into the city or make camp. Let's try and find an alternative way in. You find the shortcut to avoid going around the city. Attack through both gates. Oh, so we ran the back now. Order your men to sneak in. Okay, can we sneak in? Can we sneak in like 1,000 heavily armed people? Order your men to sneak in. The Vikings realise the situation and kill them, failing to break in. All forces attack the main gate. Lose. Okay, you waste a lot of time looking for weaknesses. You pile the whole army on the walls, but the archers cause great damage to your army, and when you fail to get inside, the morale of your army is low. The Vikings attack and destroy your army, and you disappear on the battlefield with your huge army. Okie dokie, right, let's try that again. Okay, that didn't really work, did it? So maybe let's just wait for their supplies to run out. Let's do a little bit of a very patient siege and sort of starve them a bit. So, okay, we'll set up camp. Now they've run out of food and decide to take out the last Viking army. Okay, so they're now out of food. Some time has passed and they've had to come out to either get rid of us or they're going to starve. Okay, try to get them closer or V-shaped attack. Maybe try to get them closer. Bring them a bit nearer. Oh, okay, things are on fire. They approach and you start to burn them down. But their soldiers, who've been out for days, attack from deeper in the forest. Oh, there's people over there. Attack the burning. Attack the ones coming from the forest. Okay, maybe if we get rid of the ones from the forest, then we can concentrate back on these guys. Okay, get rid of the forest ones. Victory! Oh my goodness me, another little castle, wonderful. You order the attack on the right side and defeat the jungle and weaken them. We've defeated the jungle, away with you jungle, and we've weakened them. You play an important role in winning the war. You don't want more people to die, even if you are criticised by your own soldiers for not killing their people. You take revenge on the Vikings after the king who was indulging in pleasure. Along the way, you have seen your family, villagers, your best friend, who also apparently was the king, possibly, maybe, I'm not entirely sure, and more soldiers died than you can count, and from now on, you will spend your life on the island, in a castle gifted to you by the king. Okay, so we don't end up being the king, because we don't really want that, but we do get a lovely castle. Okay, and I'm going to say that's our castle. I quite like that. That's quite a nice castle to go and live in. So, okay, right. We have a castle, which is brilliant, and we've taken revenge. The Vikings are gone, they've been defeated, and now it is the end. Oh, and there we go. There we go. We've completed it. I mean, okay. Okay, some of it did seem a little bit kind of random and slightly haphazard and all over the place, but do you know what? Overall, it was a big, exciting, sprawling tale of combat and intrigue and revenge and exploring and bravery and treachery and everything else. So, do you know what? I've had fun with it. It's been very good. It is a little bit like the game that you mentioned earlier that I've completely forgotten the name of now. What's it called? Oh yeah, Choice of Life. That was it. It's a little bit, I say a little bit, it's quite a lot like Choice of Life, but it doesn't have all the extra bits and bobs. It's not got like the concept of sort of currency or health and those titles you pick up when it pops up and says, yay, curious title. I don't know if they do anything. I'm not sure if they have any kind of bearing on anything. Are they just a fun thing to see? Or did it give us extra options later on, which it didn't tell us it did, but maybe we got different choices because we were curious or invincible or brave or whatever? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. So it kind of lacks a little bit of the sort of gameplay, if you like. It is literally just, one choice or the other, that kind of thing. And I did find at some points it was just a potluck thing, wasn't it? It was, chatting to a king. And then, you bow to the king, and the king goes, "Oh, no, you're weak, you're rubbish, you are, because you bowed." So, well, I didn't know that, did I? I didn't know. There were no clues to tell me that this king was, sort of a very military king or a very proud king or whatever. So, there were no clues. So a lot of it was a little bit guessworky. But do you know what? Overall, it was fun. And we told an exciting, ripping yarn type thing, and it was all very good. And, we had quite a lot of failures and deaths and things, but we got there in the end. We sorted out the old lazy, awful, gluttonous king, and then we also dealt with the Vikings as well. So there we go. It took a few attempts, but we got there in the end, which is wonderful. So yes, we shall now wrap things up with a look at Medieval Revenge. Hopefully you did enjoy this. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with all the other bits and bobs and nonsense that we get up to in the Geek Cupboard. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time. Now Bernard's always got the plague. Our home is called Home Stinky Home. Yeah, I think Bernard is done for. Now Bernard, you still smell nice. A flute trumpet or something. It's a flumpet. So is this going to work? Oh, some saucy whisperings going on. Here's the happy couple, everybody.